Hey guys, and welcome back to my corner of YouTube for Expressively Mom. I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas as that whole time is over. I'm so glad Christmas is over. I'm pretty sure parents out there are glad it's over too, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. The next thing we have to do now is just usher in the new year, 2019. So go ahead and grab your cup of coffee or cup of tea. Sit back with me as I dissect some of this week's topics. First, I want to sound off on Cardi B and Offset being spotted in Puerto Rico. Now, let me start off by saying, I know what's going on in the news about Offset and Cardi B's marriage. When I first seen Cardi B on TV, it was Love and Hip Hop New York, and she was, this girl was loud. She was, she was ghetto. She was annoying to me at first. I'm like, who is this little girl on this television that they're making a fool out of? And she want to be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? And, she strips and everything like that. As time went on, you got to see Cardi progress in her own self. Like, if no one else hyped Cardi up, Cardi was going to hype herself up. And she stayed very true and genuine to herself, which is the reason why I ended up, giving her a fair chance and liking her. And then she came out with her song, Bodak Yellow, and it blew up. And, she's just been a favorite of mine ever since. So when she announced her pregnancy and her marriage, I was like, okay, you having a real good year. Like, the glow up is real. Well, her and Migos rapper Offset, of course, as you know, are married. They've been married for, I'm assuming, like over a year, because it was very secret and private. They didn't announce it when it first happened. But during that time, of course, they had baby culture. But anyway, here recently, Offset has been hung over the fire because two women have put their business out in the streets that he was wanting to have a threesome with them without Cardi B being involved. So once that information got out to the internet, got out to the stratosphere, of course, it blew up. So him and Cardi actually separated. She kind of went her own way, and he was just left there looking like, I'm sorry, I'd never do it again. So he followed her. He made sure to crash some of her gigs while she was on stage with big bouquets of flowers and cakes saying, I'm sorry. He just recently lavished her with over like $100,000 worth of gifts. And she displayed this on Instagram or whatever. A lot of people were saying, don't take him back. That doesn't mean anything. Once a cheater, always a cheater. He's going to do it again. Blah, blah, blah. Just to give my opinion on that situation, like I said, I do like Cardi B. I do. I think that she's a very fun girl. And if I could see him with somebody or vice versa, it would be him with her and her with him, if you can understand that. But this is somebody's marriage. Like, we have no room to tell someone what they should and shouldn't do in their marriage. Because, like it or not, whether they got married in their hotel room and nobody knew about it, they only had 2 witnesses, they took vows, for better or for worse. And I know it's not the best thing that he could have done in the marriage, but at the end of the day, that marriage is between them. If she want to take that man back for the sake of her family, go ahead. If you don't, then don't do it. Whatever works for Cardi B, it's just going to have to work for Cardi B. It's because she missed the D. She missed the D. She missed the peen. She missed the eggplant. She missed the sex. And you know what, Cardi, thank you. Because a lot of people, a lot of women, let me just say, they would not have admitted that. And I'm so glad that you admitted that. But that's just keeping it real. That's who Cardi is. Like, hey, Offset, I miss you. Can you come to Puerto Rico? I need some D. Oh, I'm pretty sure he was on his way within 2.5 seconds. So, hey, get it how you live, sweetie. Get it how you live. Secondly, and let me just put this out here, you guys. I know I'm looking a little rough, okay? And as I explained in the first video, I am very, very close to giving birth to my second child. I'm actually 3 weeks shy of my due date, January 23rd. So the last thing I really get up and do is get glammed up. I mean, I'll brush my teeth, take a shower, you know, wash my face, things of that nature. But for the most part, this is me. At night, I don't get much sleep, so my eyes are rimmed with bags. And if you have children or are in the stage where I am now, or just pregnant in general, you know that towards the end, this is when things get real. You get very uncomfortable, and you have a constant soccer game going on in your stomach, because that baby is preparing itself for when it actually makes its debut. So, like I said, forgive me for my head wrap. I don't have on any makeup, which I rarely put on unless it's a special occasion, but this is me. This is as candid as I could be. You know, I'm just me. Moving right along to our second topic, the Kardashian 2018 Christmas card. I don't know if you all have seen it, but the card, and of course, you know, they always post a picture on social media. Always post a picture every year on social media of their Christmas cards. This year, it was a picture of all of the Kardashian girls, with the exception of Kendall being the model of the family and the only one without a child. She was not included in the picture. And all of the girls had their children in the picture as well. They were all in white. Very, very beautiful picture. And I will say that even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Kardashians anymore, it was a very beautiful picture. The kids look beautiful. One thing I will say about the Kardashian women is that they love them babies. They love on them babies, you know, whether the baby is theirs biologically or this is a niece or a nephew. I got to looking at the picture, and of course you can notice that Kendall is not present. And you notice that Rob isn't present either, even though his daughter Dream that he shares with Black China is in the picture. So you're just like, okay, how did that go? But anyway, I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, where are the little boys in this family? Like, and maybe I'm just biased because I'm a boy mom. I have a 9-year-old son and I'm carrying another little boy. So that's the first thing I look to, because a lot of the people that I know, a lot of my friends, they have little girls. So I'm always just like, man, where the little boys at? You know, where are they? But I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, okay, wait, there's one. There's Saint West. That's Kim and Kanye's son. And then there is little, and I can't think of his name. Oh, I hate myself. Because like I said, I used to be a fan of the show and of the Kardashians. But Kourtney and Scott Disick's son, Mason, that's his name. Mason Disick. He was in the picture as well. So I'm like, back to the picture. They posted a picture of all three of them together. And I was like, you know what? Scott, you doing the damn thing. Because for you to have your current girlfriend and then your ex-girlfriend of X amount of years who you share 3 kids with, and y'all are all just sitting there chilling, kicking back, enjoying the sun, enjoying each other, that says a lot. And that says a lot about Sophia's character, and it says a lot about Kourtney's character. Now, I don't know, a picture is just, and I always say this, a picture is just a moment snapped in time. So I don't know what goes on behind closed doors when no one is around. Maybe they're all just at each other's throat or whatever the case may be. But for that moment in time, I really love that image, and it really says a lot about them and their maturity level. So shout out to Sophie, Kourtney, and Scott for that. Now next, unless you've been living under a rock, you have probably heard or seen on social media that B2K is going to be doing a reunion concert. Okay, B2K is going to be doing a reunion concert. Now, if you're part of my generation, I'm 31 years old. You grew up with B2K. They were like your favorite boy band. I remember having posters plastered on my wall, and my favorite one of the group was J Boog. I remember having posters plastered on my wall that I would take from magazines. And I would just sing their songs to them just religiously. So you have Omarion, you have Lil Fizz, you have J Boog, and you have Raz B. 4 members, and they were just all teenage heartthrobs. Well, they're coming back together after not performing for over a decade for a reunion tour. And the tour is going to include artists like Mario, Yin Yang Twins, Chingy, Lloyd, and Pretty Ricky. And like I said, if you're from my generation, if you're from my era, all of those artists that I just named, they were big. They were big at one point of time in the early 2000s. Yin Yang Twins, Mario is still out here making hits. I haven't heard anything from the Yin Yang Twins, but to have the Yin Yang Twins come back, Chingy with the chicken head, I like it when you do that right there. You know, him. And then you got Lloyd, Pretty Boy Lloyd. And then, who else did I say? Pretty Ricky. Come on. Now, they were another favorite of mine. I loved Pretty Ricky. So they're all going to be coming back together for a tour. The schedule is going to be announced on the 31st of December. And then the tickets are going to go on sale January the 4th. So I don't know what you guys are going to be doing. I'm not saying that I'm going to go and purchase these tickets for this concert or what have you, but just to know that they're coming back together, they're going to start performing. I don't know if they're going to be doing just covering with their old music, or they've been in the studio doing new music or what. But just to have these boys back together, it's really huge, and a lot of people are really excited for this reunion. So shout out to B2K and also all of the other artists that are featured in the reunion tour as well. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be one for the books, you know, even if I don't get to make it. Oh, I'm sorry, my throat is getting dry. So, I don't know if you guys are aware, but like I said, I'm a stay-at-home mom. And if I'm up, if I'm up early enough, I can catch daytime television, like the judge shows, People's Court, you know, things of that nature. Maury, Steve Wilkos, and Wendy Williams show, which actually I've grown to like over the time that I've been home. Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams, you know, she's a celebrity gossip talk show host. She talks about everything under the sun when it pertains to celebrities. And she gives her opinion, as everyone does, on these celebrities' lives that we get to see on display all the time, right? Well, here recently this week, I was cruising through the blogs and I see that she is actually headed for a divorce from her husband. Now, I'm not sure how long they've been together, but from what they're saying, he has actually impregnated his mistress. And this isn't the first time that he's done this, from what the streets are saying. This is actually the second time that he's gotten someone pregnant outside of the marriage with Wendy. And from this news breaking, I've seen a lot of celebrities making fun and sounding off on social media and just really attacking Wendy and, you know, taking the necessary jabs that they can at her, because this is something that's happening to her in her personal life. Now, I don't know what Wendy's life is like when she's not on camera, but what I do know is that she has a job to do. She has a job to do. Of course, we know celebrities, they put their business out on social media all the time. Why? I don't know. they get on these live streams and they bash the person they were dating or bash someone else. They're writing these long paragraphs on Instagram. I see them all the time about how such and such has done them wrong and this, that, and the third. And this is what Wendy reports on. And the thing about it is we all give our opinion to celebrity lives. I mean, come on. Their lives may seem a lot juicier than our normal regular lives. But to be honest with you, the only reason that it seems a lot juicier than ours is because they're celebrities. At the end of the day, they're humans. They're going to make mistakes. And that's the same thing with Wendy. So when celebrities like 50 Cent and Cherie Johnson is a childhood actor from Family Matters. Okay, I can't think of what her character's name was, but she even sounded off and was really, really salty with Wendy when she went live about her situation. And like I said, Wendy, she gets on national television and she dissects this information that she receives from the celebrity blogs and things of that nature and gives her opinion on it. And she's just like us. We give our opinion on celebrity news and gossip all the time. The only difference is Wendy gets paid for it. So a lot of people are mad at her and they're taking jabs at her and what's going on with her personal life with her husband. And right now they're saying that they don't know what the future holds for Wendy's show. But just in Wendy's defense, and it goes back to marriage in general, when I spoke about Cardi B and Offset, that's her marriage. She's going to have to decide how she wants to handle things in her marriage. I hate that her personal life is being put on Front Street, but in that industry, no one is safe. Everyone is going to have their opinion. I hate that it had to happen to Wendy, but at the end of the day, that's her marriage. Like, I really don't take fun or joy in someone else's misery. So Wendy, hopefully you can overcome this and keep the show rolling. I watched the episode today, but I felt like it was a rerun, so I really wasn't that interested in it. But anyway, moving right along, and she's from American Horror Story franchise. And then you also have Laurel Howery, and he's from the movie Get Out, and he also has his own show called Rel on Fox. But the basis or the premise around the movie is that there's an evil force that is taking over the globe, right? That's taking over the globe, and it takes the form of your worst fear. It takes the form of the person's worst fear. If this person sees this evil spirit, because during the movie, no one saw what it was. So we don't know what shape it came in. We don't know how it looked. But if a person saw this evil spirit, and like I said, it takes form of their worst fear, they were changed and their whole psyche changed. Like they would just kind of go numb and become sad, and then they would eventually commit suicide, or in some people's cases, they would try to make other people see what this evil spirit was as well. The movie, at first, let me say this. I'm not a big bandwagon person. So if someone if a group of people are just like, oh yeah, this is going on and you got to see this, you got to see that, and blah, 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 blah. I'm not a bandwagon person. I wait till the hype dies down and then I see what it's about myself. Now with this one, I couldn't wait. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what is going on? Can I borrow somebody's Netflix account? Can y'all just please let me in on what's going on with this movie, Bird Box? So I got the information from my friend. Thank you for that. And I watched Bird Box. And from the first 5 minutes of the movie, it was dramatic. So it sucked me in right there. And from beginning to end, I was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? And in my personal opinion, I thought from beginning to end, that was a good movie. Even how it ended, I know a lot of people, they were like, the ending was a little bad. I didn't care for the ending, and I have so many unanswered questions, which I do have some unanswered questions after watching the movie. But overall, I think the movie was put together really well. Kudos to Sandra Bullock and Trevante for that Netflix original. Like, I'm pretty sure Netflix seen a big boom in their service when that movie hit. So if you have not seen it, please come from under the rock that you've been living in and check it out. Okay, if you have, just leave your opinion in the comment section. Let's see. Oh, speaking of movies, so I seen a preview of a new movie. It actually came out December 25th, called If Beale Street Could Talk. Now, this movie is directed by Barry Jenkins, and it actually recalls the life of two childhood sweethearts as they dream of having a life together with each other. Like, they're just really devoted to each other. But the male character, I'm not sure what his name is, he actually gets jailed for a crime he didn't commit. So it's a test of faith for them as a couple, and also for him as well, because being someone who's incarcerated for a crime they didn't commit, can you just imagine the weight on their shoulders that they have to bear every day, being in that situation, being incarcerated, knowing that they're there for no reason, for something that they didn't do. And then you have your loved ones on the outside who I'm pretty sure are trying to advocate for you, but there's only so much they can do for it. I don't want to give you a synopsis right now of it because I haven't really researched it. I've seen the trailer. Like, I can tell you what I've seen from the trailer. But if you have time, just Google Jordan Peele's movie Us, and it's starring Lupita Nyong'o, and I cannot remember what the male character's name was, but I do know Lupita is a main character in the movie. Google it, check out the trailer. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a must watch on your list as well. Oh, books. I told you guys that I'm currently reading Becoming by Michelle Obama. Right now, I'm actually almost finished with the book, and I get sidetracked. I'll read a couple of hours and I'll put it down, like at night when I really can't sleep. I'll go in my son's room and I would sit in his rocking chair and I'll read a few pages until it puts me back to sleep. It is the 28th of December, and I said I wanted to be finished with the book by the new year. Hopefully I can still do that. But if not, if I don't finish it, then I don't finish it by the new year, but I will finish it. Once I finish reading that book, and I will give my opinion on that book as well once I finish. But once I finish reading that one, there's another book that I want to dive into, and it's actually called, let me make sure I get it right, Blended: The Secret to Co-Parenting and Creating a Balanced Family by Moshonda. If you guys don't know, Moshonda is the ex-wife of Swiss Beats. Swiss Beats, the music producer. He has songs out. He's married to Alicia Keys. Very big guy. Very as far as his stardom, very big guy. Him and Moshonda do have a child together, and this book is her way of sharing with other people how they became one unit for the sake of their children. Now, I'm really interested in this book to see what worked for them, so that I could probably take some cues from them and incorporate it into my life, because as I explained in the first video, I do have 3 children, but 2 of those are bonus kids that I inherited when I married my husband. So I want to see what she has to say about how they were able to blend their families, because and this is just me, I like to have things done right then, like they have to be done right, everything has to fall into place. And when it comes to blending families, that is so not the case. But all of the parents, all of the adults in the situation, I do know have to be on one accord, which could be hard sometimes because, some people don't try to put forth as much effort as the other person. And then there's some people who may have residual feelings for the other person or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times it just falls by the wayside when blended families come into play and co-parenting is trying to be done. And then in the long run, you know, the children, they end up suffering because of the actions of the adults. And blending families and keeping everybody on one accord is something that I strive for and that I really need and want. And my marriage, being as though there are 2 outside children in the situation, I don't want anybody to feel left out. So I'm definitely going to order that book once I get a chance and start reading that ASAP once I finish Becoming by Michelle Obama. And I'll let you guys know also how that is. And if you have read that book, anybody out there, let me know how it is. Drop me a comment in the section box and just let me know, because I'm interested in that. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, leave me a comment, and share this video, you know, to your loved ones or to whomever. And just join me next week for another one of my little chit chat moments. All right. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next year. Bye.